Hello, everybody. Welcome. If I can find this straw. It's the price you pay for looking at yourself in the monitor instead of actually looking at the world around you. Happy Tuesday. We got a little bit difference here going with the rig. What's up, Tyler? Let me see how this is going. I was just noticing a weird little discrepancy in how the frame rate of my camera looked, and I don't know what that's about. But maybe nothing. What's up, Yappa? Welcome, welcome. So yes, we have a new-ish setup here a little bit. We're trying something different with the desk cam, specifically so that, like, if I'm like pounding around the table doing switches and stuff, that hopefully will not affect the overhead camera anymore, or at least a lot less, because it's on a separate stand now, as opposed to being attached to the desk. So we'll see how that goes. The mic is also in a different position, so you'll have to let me know how that is. Since it is angled more at my face and less at the desk, maybe it will pick me up a little bit better, so we'll see. We're experimenting, trying new stuff. Also got the side cam mounted a little bit differently. It is attached to the same thing as the overhead, and we'll see if that actually works out well or not. But let's dive into stuff. I had to show off my little derpy tiger too. I went to Zine Fest here in Grand Rapids this past weekend, which is always an excellent event. Picked up a lot of cool stuff from artists that I really enjoy and have visited over the years. And as a K-pop Demon Hunters recent convert, I had to pick this one up. It's supposed to be a car decal, but I might end up putting it on my laptop or something. It's just too good. A little bit of iridescence in there. And he finally got his little hat. Anyway, we'll tuck that up here. And it's been a big keyboard day, actually. I feel like some new things have gone live. Some extras came out. I meant to actually see if I could queue up Safari to actually do what I wanted here. There we go. One of the big ones was the Petrichor. We haven't been to Zine Fest in years. You really got to go. It's so great. I love it. And did I scoop the Petrichor? I did. I was there at 3 o'clock, and they had problems, and so they didn't go up right away. I did pick up the Woad. I mean, this is all that's left currently. Granted, I haven't. Let me refresh this. This is all that's left currently, which is not much. I guess there's still some WinKey stuff. There's only HHKB left in the Woad. There were no solder PCBs at all. But I got the Woad, which is like a navy, in WinKey hot swap. They eventually got things ironed out and they actually went live. I got it with a friend in mind if they want it. And if not, I'll keep it and build it for myself. But friend of the channel, Frederick, loves full-size keyboards. I know he's not as keen on the the exploded arrow, and maybe the more compact thing without the F keys, but I'm gonna float it to him as an option. Maybe he'd let me build it on stream if he's interested in it. But I did get that. I'm a fan of compact as well, so we'll see. Also, this weird project went live on Kickstarter today, which is the MDR Dasher keyboard, of course, of Severance fame, and also the the Dasher terminal and all that actually existed for real before it was scouted out as a prop for Severance. I'd seen this advertised heavily on Instagram and stuff. I was suckered in and did do the little like $10 deposit or whatever, which gets you an early bird price. And there's still 29 days to cancel this if it seems sketchy and weird. But it's a very interesting project, I feel like, for fans. It's been interesting to see in their Discord fans of the show who are maybe not like in the keyboard hobby, and they're like trying to figure out what all of the different things mean, where you can get like the full kit that comes with everything, or like the bare bones. They're like, what? It doesn't come with... So, like, it doesn't come with parts? What am I supposed to do? Build it? It's like, yeah, buddy, you're supposed to build it. Which, it's, I'm much more engrossed in all of this than your average person. So anyway, interesting. Like the bare bones kit will get you like multiple layouts. Where is that? Somewhere in here. Oh yeah, there they are. So there's the innie layout, the outie layout, and then the Dasher layout, which is like a separate thing with the numpad. But these like have like a fully functioning like 50mm trackball with 2 buttons and like a whole thing. And like those come with it, like different top plates come with it automatically. And then there's one PCB that handles the whole thing. So I did back it, but I backed it at the bare bones version because I already have SA macrodata refinement. And I would want to pick my own switches anyway. So I went for the cheaper version, the secret backer level, because I had already paid the deposit thing. So we'll see if I stick with it. They haven't been super forthcoming about past projects they've worked on, at least in their Discord. So there's a little bit of like, what's the deal here? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes over the next 29 days. It's already well over its asking, and it just launched this morning. A third thing that I learned about more today that I found really interesting was actually this new tiny little DCS group buy that DNWorks is running, which is targeted only towards 60% and TKLs. It's DCS Baja Nights. It's meant to be Taco Bell-ish, which seems really interesting. Yeah, I saw this in the Discord. I like the look of it. It would go really well with my DNWorks 7 that I ordered because I got the Peacock version, which is like a turquoise. So I think those would actually look pretty hot together. So I'm considering it. I know DCS is pretty hype currently, or at least I feel like there's been more hype around DCS than I had seen previously. So I'd be interested to try it. I'm already getting the DCS blanks from Bowl, but yeah. Yeah, the kitting's fun. There's also like a couple of these that are like little, like the little LCD, not LCD, LED peek through for like the caps lock and some of this stuff. And I also kind of like that, like the 1Us in the bottom row are just blank, which is kind of nice too. So you could, use them in other ways or something if you really wanted to do. There's standard signature plastics colors too, so it'll work with like if you get the DCS big ass enters or something. Like it will go with the set. I guess it would be a white legend instead of the turquoise or the purple, but whatever. So interesting stuff that came out today. Also got some new plates, which we could touch on. I actually got an actually functional Ultim plate for the classic TKL, which I double checked that it actually would be countersunk and would actually function like it's supposed to. So I might build that on my own sometime. I don't know that I want to subject everybody to that. And then I wanted to get some orders in from Tom before the end of the month, and who knows what happens with tariffs. And then this is lovely because he just got the red aluminum back in stock. And so I have a plan for this with my red Neo 65. that I want to do. Because currently I have Gestalt on it, but I want to go red board, red plate, red switches, and put panels back on it. And I think it'll be really cool. Because I have some HMX Arowana reds that I really want to try out. So that's about all of the updates for right now. Some interesting stuff I thought it'd be nice to touch on. Red is favorite panels. Me too. I've tried it on yellow. I also had it on a navy board for a bit. It might have been this actually, the Neo 70, but yeah, I didn't really have a more royal blue that kind of went with it to just like test it out with. But it's these over there. So I do like it on the Yale blue type. Red is peak. Yeah, I agree. And I feel like I've seen it most on red, so I think other people feel the same way too. But let's get into the meat of today, which is... Whoops. Go away. Oh no, I have my browser bits mixed up. There we go. That's what I get for having the same hotkey for everything. Is the LAZYDESIGNERS Duo60, which I've been excited about for a while. I have one other LAZYDESIGNERS board, which is the Alu Bolt, you can see, which is a split 40%, which I think I've shown off on here before, but it was my first split and my first 40, and I decided to go in all at once. So still a fun one. And also the reason why I bought MT3 Operator, because it seemed like I would definitely need it for the learning curve. I still have not gotten the courage to put the feet on it, because there aren't really like dedicated feet notches or anything like that for these boards. There aren't on this either, so it just kind of chills. Yes, hard case. Hard case for the Lazy. Let me move old Derpy out of the way here. So I've only peeked at this a little bit, just to see. Oh, look at that. I can set this down, and the camera isn't going all over the place. I'm so happy. Just to check the color, essentially, to get some ideas for caps and stuff, which, now that I'm a Twitch affiliate, we can actually run a poll and figure that out. Polls, polls, polls. I know you'd be excited for that one. Actually, let me switch back to here real quick and see if I can determine why... I wanted to see if I could figure out why this might be not looking super smooth on my frame rate. That could just be me, though. Oh, there we go. That's smoothed out for me. I don't know if that changed anything on the stream. I think something got screwed up when I reconnected everything. But I am getting a little bit better quality, I think, out of the desk view, because I am now running directly into my computer with that one rather than running through a hub. So, because of the way everything had to be rearranged. So, let's dive in. All right, so we've got our PCB. Little integrated daughter board on it. I think I remember all the layout options on this one. So we got... Oh yeah, I forgot this had multiple... It had 7U and 6.25U bottom row options. We got a split right shift, split backspace, of course, and stepped caps as our options. No LEDs or anything, but that's fine with me. Got something. Some little... Looks like it'd be maybe a gasket of some kind. It might go around the plate, I don't know. A bunch of feet. Those are his gaskets? Good to know. I can't remember if this did that one or not. It's been so long since I've taken this one apart and I want to rebuild it at some point. It's been years. I think I actually got this one right before my last keyboard event 2 years ago, which was actually this week 2 years ago, which my photos reminded me. Oh yeah, I meant to do this if I can. How do I do this? Can I do this? I meant to make you a VIP, Tyler. But I don't know how to do that. Is it just /VIP? It is. There you go. I don't know what all that does yet. I'm still learning. I haven't even added like emotes or anything yet. But I've got a big Figma file of like plans of things I want to add as emotes. I've made a lot of emoji and different Slack reactions and stuff over the years, so I've got a lot of material to pull from. Actually, I'll hang on to that for a sec. So here we go. You get a little diamond. This is the board. This is the colorway I picked. I went with the beige with the black interior because I've actually got a lot of good keycap choices that will work with this. There's the back, there's the weight. Let's see if I can get a shine on there. I haven't taken the cover off yet, but we'll do that with the lovely little duo that pokes through from the weight inside. Beautiful. PC plate. Another friend of yours made me his mod in his chat last night too. Everything is coming up, Tyler, right now. Alright, get rid of that. So yeah, I thought something we could do for a poll later is actually vote on some of the keycap choices for this. If anybody besides you wants to chat at all. You're finally being recognized for Terminally Online. I mean, you should get something for that, right? But I'll get to that point when we actually get closer to keycap time. Set that aside for now too. And let's dig in. I wasn't not 100% sure on what switches I want to do either, but I did get some new HMXs in from Unikeys, which is one of the new light tactiles. This is one that they worked on specifically for Unikeys. And it's like K10 something. It's just like some letters and numbers, so it's not like a super catchy thing. But they're a nice light tactile feeling so far, so I might give those a try. Let's dig in here. Oh yeah, I can see where those little socks might go, I think. Excited for the build. When I just received mine today, haven't even figured out what I'm going to put on it. Welcome! Thank you for joining. What colorway did you get? Or what frame, inner frame and case did you choose? That's one thing. There's too many good choices with lazy boards, I feel like. Especially with something like this where you were able to choose your inner and outer frames both. Not something that's locked into a colorway like the Manta or something like that. Just the embarrassment of choice was overwhelming a little bit. So I played it safe, went with beige and black. But I also have a lot that will go with it, so I won't keep it stale and can switch things around. I have a total of 4. Jackie sent me one and I've yet to open it, so we'll see. Ooh. Like 4 different cases, so you can like swap them around. That's smart. If I'd had the money at the time, I would have gotten some extra inner frames. I feel like not a lot of people would choose black and beige though. Ooh, maybe I'm special. No, but I have both Creme and Black Snail. And I was like, And 2048, I feel like, is another viable option. Maybe a blend of the dark and light kits. So I was like, this is the way. Oh yeah, I'll get that extra little screw out of there. Oop, there we go. Come on out, buddy. So what is the construction here? Ah, so there's the little gaskets. Okay. Yeah, so they wedge in on the underside of the inner frame. They just sold out of Black Snail and Novel Keys right as I was considering buying it. Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that last time. It's a surprisingly nice little set. Black Snail's always a good option. Well, maybe we'll go with that then. We'll see. It will be in the running. It's currently on my January on another shelf. All right. Some foam and some foam. I don't know that we'll go with any plate foam today. But I do enjoy some PE foam. And then some case foam in the bottom. Oh, 2 rounds of case foam. My goodness. I guess just depending on how much dampening you want. This is thicker, and this one's thinner. All right, well, let's set aside plate foam and the thicker bottom foam for now. Might go with some light, because that'll be easy enough to take out. Maybe do some PE foam. You mentioned there were 2 case foams. Yeah. Plus, if I use screw-in stabs, I'm guessing I will want a thinner foam anyway, just to not have as much compression in the bottom. I do have some of those clip-in cherries, but I realized I don't know that I have a great tool for clipping off those 2 legs that you're supposed to do. So I need to double check that I have something that would do that without totally mangling them before I plan on using them for a stream. So there's a little bit of the inside. Some ridges on the weight, which might help with sound dispersion. Oh no, it's actually not ridges. It's completely smooth. That's just like machining. That's really cool. I thought maybe it had some texture on purpose to like diffuse sound. Huh, that's really cool. I do already have WOB, so I've been on the fence, but I kind of want a new set. I've had that WOB set for years and it's super shined. Built my CRC with no foam. I was kind of shocked how good it sounds without foam for a 40%. I feel like it is much easier the smaller you get. Because there's not as much... I mean, there's not as much room, but there's also not as much, like... There's a lot more symmetry, I guess I'm saying. Like, there isn't... Like, with TKLs and stuff, like, you're getting a lot of dead space between clusters, or there's different things happening with construction that can affect that. I think I have foam in the bolt, but I might take it out when I change some of the stuff. Like if I don't use MT3 or something, because that always adds more hollowness. All right, so we'll leave that in there. And let's build some stuff on top. Let's get some stabilizers going. So let's move this. Just move over there. Move this up here. I guess the lots of 40s sound kind of wimpy though, not the fullest sound. Well, my experience is very limited. It's the 140. So you very well may be right. Okay, so only, I think I will, yeah, I'll do split right. So I'll only need the 3. So let's use some mode ones for this. Why not? That's what I've got handy. What the? There we go. Did have to force break the Cersei after that. It sounded great. Yeah, I bought some little pads that I could use for force breaking so I wouldn't have to just use tape. But since I bought them, I haven't had to force break anything, so maybe I've insured myself against needing to force break because now I have some better stuff to do it with. Alright, 7U and left shift and enter. Almost bought a lube pen the other day. I should pull the trigger on that. From Omnitype. Even though I'm not doing a ton with the brush these days since I do a bunch with dielectric grease. But they also offer the pens with like BDZ and stuff. So that would be, I feel like that would be the time for me to give that a try if I ever wanted to for the wires. Because then I'm not just sitting around with a tub of it. If I ended up not liking it. But then I would have a pen of it. I don't know. It feels better to me somehow. Let's take out these buddies. And actually, let me go ahead and unscrew these while I'm at it. Which are little Phillips. I still keep finding good uses for this little lumen key screwdriver that came with my LX60. Surprisingly so. Easier than swapping out the bit on the other one all the time. Need to get in on the multiple key. I've seen that one. Tempting. I still am just using the one that came with my Keycaps K01 years and years ago. I have other ones, of course, because like every mode board comes with them and stuff like that, but I don't know. It served me well. Haven't had to replace it. Meanwhile, I have like 6 different switch pullers. Actually, now that my camera is doing what it's supposed to do, let me pull my stream dashboard back up so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Then I can actually do the pull and stuff later. They don't leave marks. Hurts my heart every time I leave a dent. What doesn't leave marks? Hang on to that. All right. This brush is getting a little long in the tooth, I think. Is what I've been using for a long time. All normal keycap are leaving marks under the corner of keycaps. I don't know that I've ever noticed that, honestly. but I'm not looking too hard. So is this one using like a rubberized wire or something? So it's not just direct metal contact? It'd be tough to do unless it was a thinner wire to begin with, so it would still fit. Never left marks in the keycap I scraped up the sides of my boards before with the pullers. Oh, I have absolutely scraped finish off of my top cases before. So I always suggest, like, especially to newer folks, to, you know, remove the top if they're going to be taking off keycaps. Do I do that? No. I do not practice what I preach in that regard all the time. But I want to try to spare somebody that feeling of accidentally nicking and feeling terrible. Yeah. Like my second board that I built, which was a white Mode 80, I really scratched that thing up by accident. Thankfully they had like some parts sale or something, I can't remember, that they were selling another white Mode 80 top, so I was able to get one on like super steep discount to replace it. So I still have like a scratched up one that I want to get stripped and refinished at some point for that board. But yeah, I was like, lesson learned. E-white board is by far the most scuffed. Yeah, for sure. There was some other set that I just saw on Instagram that was all white and gold, and it looked really cool. Definitely had like GMK Civilizations vibes to it, but it was like a new thing. And now I can't remember what it was, but I feel like that'd be perfect for my Mode 80 because it has a gold bottom. You saw that one? Do you remember what it was called? I don't remember. I commented on it, so I could probably track it down. But I don't remember the name of it now. As I've learned, I'm really bad with names of sets and stuff in the hobby. And like all the different creators and accounts and stuff, I can't keep them all straight. You're a VIP now, so you should be able to post whatever you want if you find something. I don't think you're restricted in that way. There we go. All right. Oh, you saw my comment? Well, I'm glad we both know that it exists and it's out there, even if we can't remember. But yeah, it'd be really good on the Mode 80, I think. Because I tried to look for Civilizations for a bit, like international vendors and stuff, trying to find a... Not enough to try to buy it like on the secondhand market, but I was keeping my eye out in case any extras popped up. But it was already done and gone by the time I became aware of it. Which I feel like is the way with a lot of things I've come to be interested in the hobby. Of course, this year I feel like for me has been the year of like getting in a much smaller group buys. Like Lazy Design stuff, DN Work stuff. Seems like that might be a future for me in the hobby as I eventually slow down more of buying things, like more niche stuff supporting smaller creators and friends and things. Not as much necessarily getting in on big group buys, but we'll see. Can't stop thinking about Cloudline. It's hot, man. That amber polycarbonate. It is. Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot too. It looks so good. It's like, do I need another 60% board? Maybe. Sell some of my bigger ones. Or cancel that Severance fan Kickstarter and get that instead. I haven't been keeping up with all the chatter in the Discord. Do you know if they have a target for a group buy? Like a time? Or a quarter of the year? Let's see. Get this lined up. Oh, I guess I need to take out this little bit. For the 7U, there's a little bit of the foam here. There we go. Oh, I need to go this way. It's a little bit more centrally located. There we go. Screw these bad boys in. Oh, no, came right through. Come on. So now that I am an affiliate, what do we do with that? I know there's like channel points and rewards and all that kind of stuff. What would people want to see as channel rewards? Besides like unlocking emoji and stuff. Did I mention what switches I will be using in the build? They are a new HMX switch that partnered with Unikeys. The name is not catchy, so I have to look it up. Let me go down here. They're light tactiles. K01 is what they're called. They are 57-gram spring. The top and bottom housings are PA66 and the stem is POM. So they're just very simple, black, light tactiles. I'm going to give them a go. Since I picked up a bunch of tactiles now that HMX is kind of running full steam on these. I also ordered some HMX bleeds. Then I've also got the frogs and the cilantros. I used to be very firmly within the tactile camp for everything when I first started out. And then pivoted hard into linears over the last couple of years, and now I'm kind of getting back into tactile land a little bit. Yeah. Let's see, hopefully the little... I think we should be okay. The little washer on the screws for the spacebar, hopefully that will not... There's a tiny bit of it coming off the edge. We'll see if that interferes with the case at all. I might have to go without on the spacebar screws. But there's nothing right next to it for those screws to short on. So I don't imagine it being an issue. But we'll see. Maybe we'll... Yeah. Let me just rest it here really quick to see. So that's got to go. I think there'd be enough room. We'll double check when we get to that point. It's barely over the edge of the PCB. All right. Let's take the plate off the top frame. Nice. I do like this the kind of marbled looking clear polycarbonate. The custom plate I got for my monospace is a very similar finish, and I'm a fan of that a lot. So, let's get some of these out. Double check our pins. All right, I have to do the cheat again. Remembering how the layout works. Think like so, but we'll see. All right. Hello, Prime. Welcome, welcome. think I might switch up the music here for a sec. Let's close that. Oh, why isn't this working? Did I screw something up when I changed this key? Hold on, hold please. Oh, seems to be fine. Oh no, something happened to my spacebar. What the? Huh. Weird. Well, I'm gonna need to change this. Something happened to the stabilizer in this all of a sudden. This may have to be a different stream of Neo-70 surgery. But this is close by, so we'll use this. There we go. This is a Hebe June. But it was right over there, so I could grab it. All I wanted to do was change the music. Let's do... Actually, I'll just change this. Change what audio I'm capturing here. Sorry for everyone who's watching this on VOD. This will mean nothing to you. Oh, that's what you have your panels on. Nice. Yeah, this is my my spooky board because it's the Monster Fuzz with Fright Club on it. I want to look for... There it is. Now we can get back to it. All right, man. See you soon. Okay. A little snag there. Some K01 switches installed. Maybe I'll wait for Masters to get back before we talk about keycaps. So maybe we'll take a quick look at that Neo 70 and see what's going on. Let me set that aside. Why my spacebar decided to wig out. Thankfully. Oh yeah, that's separate. There we go. Thankfully, disassembly is a snap. So what is happening? It seemed like it wasn't seating correctly anymore for some reason. Is it just because, are these like so long pole versus, it's not happening on that side though, it's only happening on the left. It's really weird. I have this right here. Let's take out this. If it will come out, this Gateron Quinn. Ooh, the whole switch is coming apart. Maybe the switch is the problem. Something with a little more grip. Yeah, geez, the whole switch is disintegrating. Wild. And wild that it would only happen now. I've been using this board for years. There we go. Yeah, a little piece of plastic broke off of it even. Huh. What is the deal with that? I wonder if it is the switch or if it's something else. No, it's working just fine. Yeah, for some reason I think this wasn't depressing all the way. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da. No, it is. Huh. Okay. Well. Something else is afoot. I guess we'll leave an HMX Lotus in there for now. Can address this at a later time. Wild. You build 40-some keyboards and you're still confronted with mysteries. Alright, well, I will more completely diagnose that at a later date. So, I know Tyler's not back, but let's talk about keycaps for a sec. We do have some options. Oh, you're back! Perfect. I was just diagnosing the Neo 70 briefly. But now, let's try a poll for real. So let's put in our options. Black Snail, 2048. maybe a mix, or creme. Sure. We'll run it for like 2 minutes. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Let's start it. There we go. There's a poll. Whatever you think might work well here. We have all 3 of them available. All right, so thread the daughter board down through. And then make sure all these little gasket buddies are nested into their slots. Man, the machining and finishing on lazy boards are so good. Got a nice bit of flex. What do people think about it? 1 vote. Come on, folks. Step it up. I kid, of course. You are a VIP. You can get your way. I'm going to take a look at these feet while this poll runs a little bit. There's at least 3 other people here. See a couple different sizes of feet. And so many, like, spares of everything. Got little feet and bigger feet. These are a little more rounded. The bigger ones feel a little bit more flatter. Maybe that's just the surface area that's available. I may try to do feet. Black Snail wins. Landslide victory. All right, let me grab. I don't even think we'll need the normal box because I think this is already set up in the exact same layout. On the January. Sorry, had to grab something. What would you have voted for, Miz? I'm curious. I love the sound of this one. So it might just be a simple transfer straight over. Actually, let's look at how the inner frame goes with the black of Black Snail. So we can just picture it. Actually, let's just grab 1 keycap. The options were... Yeah, you got it. Black Snail, Creme, 2048. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know how well this will show up, if at all. I think there's the tiniest bit more of a gray to the black anodization for the inner frame, but pretty darn close. Put our top back in. I think Black Snail is definitely a good call. Makes you want to play Splatoon. This is a cover of the, like an actual band cover of the songs from Wave Race 64. So we can see some shared DNA there. Oh, come on, little buddy. Love 2048. Well, maybe, I mean, we got time. Maybe we'll try both. Thought about doing a mix of the light and dark kits. Like maybe light alphas and dark mods or something. We can start with Black Snail, though. Yeah, the pop of color. Could do, could do. Might switch it around. Not too hard to mod. Well, changing keycaps isn't really modding, but you know. Switching around, customizing a 60%. There's not much there. Let's see, and a couple more screws at the top. Nice. I'm liking the look of that. The black interior. That's with the angle of my lights. It isn't really showing off the interior too much. Yeah. Yeah, the machining tolerances are really nice. There's not really much of a gap anywhere around the inner frame, which is really nice. All right. Let's throw some Black Snail in here. Actually, let me see what else we got as far as... I mean, we could totally, is this a standard beige? We could even mix some of these around a little bit. A little bit different. We'll stick with one. Let's see, that is 2048. There we go. Here's our extra Black Snail bits. Some things we may want to consider. Step caps. Well, that's one with the LED, which we don't have on this board, so that doesn't matter. We do have a few light options and some extra dark options. What else we got? Tab. F-Row, don't need that. Oh yeah, there's a dark cherry. What else? What else? So I think we'll still want to stick with the dark mods around, but we could swap out some of the snail stuff for cherry stuff if we feel like it. Cherry enter? You got it. Frederick, hello. There you go, Frederick. You're a VIP too. Welcome to a very exclusive club of 2 people. Let's see. I did get a little bit of a fingerprint on there. All right. We'll stick with our little cherry buddies in the bottom row. We just talked about accidentally scratching up cases, but I'm just being very careful. But polycarbonate's a little bit of a different beast anyway. Looks great so far. Thank you. It is coming along pretty smoothly. Actually, I got the bottom row layout sorted without too much fuss this time. That does hit that screw there, doesn't it? Ever so slightly. I wonder if that can be tightened up some more. There it is. Those caps are hitting the screws, which I feel like shouldn't happen. I don't know if you can hear that. Should really start lubing switches right now. I don't want to. That's how I always feel about switches. Huh. Interesting that that does. These screws do poke out into the keycap zone. All of these that are holding the inner frame in stick up just enough. Interesting. It's only very specific usage, though, will actually interact with them. We'll see if it bothers me. Do you hear it a little bit now? Yeah, I don't know. Like a normal, but then this corner. So close to being finished, don't let you shoot yourself down. Well, it's just a little bit of a bummer that it is happening. Perhaps a different switch would make a difference. But we'll see. We'll see. Just checked, he sent me E-white and silver inner. Ooh. Very nice. What are you planning on pairing with that? Sorry if I'm missing stuff. People are saying the alert sound for new messages is not coming through right now for some reason. Once you complete that task, the fun tasks await. Ooh, I like those alphas a lot, though. Frederick is extremely encouraging. Honestly, it's one of the best parts of the co-working space. I'm getting to see Frederick. I'm really liking the sound of this, though. Screw placement aside. Though I wonder if I could get away with not having all of the screws in. But I'd honestly, unless I'm like slamming down on one corner, I don't think it's going to bother me. Become so normie. I thought about it, maybe GMK Black. Now that one I need to remind myself of. Oops, I can't spell. Beolved. Ooh, that is a pretty set. Yeah, I could see that working really nicely on white and silver. I need more pink sets. The closest I have is Symbiote. And I need some more cute pink sets. Yeah, I'm using Symbiote on my other Neo 70 back there. Well, actually, it's there. Hard to see. Probably in the dark back there, but yeah. I'm thinking about getting in on Gurokawa before it ends, speaking of cute stuff. / hideous stuff. Because I do want to expand my repertoire of available color options, as we could tell tonight by the fact that I had 3 sets that would work really well in black and beige. It's like, maybe I should branch out a little bit. Plus, I think Gurokawa would actually look really great on the June. Oh wait, so yeah, we'll stick it with Cherry Enter. My only suggestion is your voice mic is low for you. This has probably been discussed. I've not heard that. I'm getting into the yellow. You were about to say it? Interesting. Maybe I need to turn it up a little bit. Could be. I am using a different audio input right now. It is like awfully rambunctious music at the moment too. Maybe we can tone that down a little bit. I appreciate you saying something about it though. The mic is also in a different position than it was, so everything has changed. Let's see. What should we do instead? Let's do... We'll tone it down. If you finish all your switches, we'll invite you to the factory for a day in October for the expert series. Good incentive. Frederick, invite means more. That is absolutely true. So if I talk a little bit now, how does that voice sound? A little easier with... The mic is directly in front of my face. Actually pointing at me. It's a shotgun mic. It's not above me anymore. So I'd actually hope that it would pick me up better than it did when it was pointing straight down. But I also am pointing my mouth at the desk a lot while working on stuff. Yeah, I decided not to put it onto the C-stand rig over here. Just because I still can use it for meetings and stuff when I tear all this down. I was just going to say it might be getting a little quieter when I look down. Maybe 2 mics. I think that's the only answer. I do have a little like wireless clip-on one. It's not like a lav mic. It's like a little Rode wireless thing that maybe I should try. It sounds okay when you're looking forward. But if I'm talking down, is it got really bad? I may have to come up with a new solution. I really didn't want to keep a mic in my face like I did initially. But yeah, I think some of what you were saying too, that the music volume may affect it. Music still seems louder than usual. I don't know, am I just tripping or what? I don't know anymore, man. I'll turn it down. Audio levels and mixing is beyond me. This is nice? Okay. Yeah, it's different music than usual. I'm using a different music input. The mic is in a new place. A little more chill. Now you can feel like you're at the spa. one screw. I wonder how many screws it actually takes to hold this top frame in. Affiliate for one stream changes everything. Yeah, you become an affiliate and your audio quality turns to shit. That's the price you pay. Now see, that one I don't think is... The 3 is not or barely making contact with that screw, so that works out. Equipment randomizer? Yeah. We've swapped all of your OBS scenes and changed all of your inputs. And little snail. Well, what do we think? Do we want the snail escape or the another little cherry? What do we think? It's not going to focus, is it? Here. Look at this, camera. Snail. It is pretty cute. And cherried out. Don't need it. That does look good, though. The tiniest bit more gray. I don't know how well that's going to turn around. Whoa, what was that? Are these bits? I don't know how they work. Thank you, Frederick. I don't know what this means. This is all new to me. I don't have bits on other channels, so I don't understand what they do. Thank you. What does it mean? What does the cheer mean? I did a cheer. I have no idea how bits or cheers work either. That's great. Well, we're all together in not understanding Twitch. And that's what really matters. I think it's like $1. Sweet. I'll turn around and use that $1 to buy some Coke at the factory. Or however much it costs. I don't remember. I usually do a batch Venmo for my drinks. But anyway. Let's take a look at this. Man, snail looks good. I was really hoping it would look good. Thank you. Support keeps the factory afloat. Although now the free Red Bull. Or one free Red Bull a day at least. So maybe I'll just switch to drinking liquid Smarties. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and take the, let's see the lovely, let's take this off. Ooh. Look at that. Get a little reflection there. You can see some of my screen. That lovely duo weight. Very nice. Yeah, you can buy Coke. They have Coke in the fridge. And LaCroix and stuff, too. And now we have a bunch of Red Bull. Not to toot my own horn, but I think I used my one vote pretty wisely. I would agree. And people say one vote doesn't make a difference. With the angle of the mic like this, how does it pick up typing sounds? Pretty good? Interesting. So it does okay with that, but it screws up the voice even though it's angled at my head. Or maybe this is just louder. I don't know. We'll get it sorted. A little bit of rattle over there, huh? tiniest bit. Sounds good? I think so too. Maybe my ears are old. Yeah, I need to touch up that housing a little bit. There's a tiny little bit of tick over there. I do have another half hour, so maybe we'll go ahead and do that. Just gotta remember where I put my little paper towel I was using. Maybe I didn't get enough lube on that one. So let's see if I can remember where all the screws are. Congrats on affiliate, thank you! It is fun to be able to do a few more things now. I just need to get some emotes in. That's what I'm really interested in. And next time we open up some GMK, we can do some predictions and stuff on whether it's completely screwed up inside. Let's see, I'll just take off all the edges, why not? Get to those screws. A little bit on the left side. So I guess I could just use a gauge is whether I want to take it all the way out or if I think that I could get it with the syringe. Let's try syringe first, before we completely take everything out. Cut the music when I do the real sound test. Good idea. Good idea. See, that one has not been used. That lube is weird. How can any of you tell the difference in the keyboard sounds? Like specifically about the stabilizer? I mean, I have an advantage because I'm in the room with it, but there's just a little bit of a metallic tick. That stuff rubbing together that shouldn't be. Honestly, I think it is just from using so many different ones. I would say like 75% I have no noticeable difference. You're not crazy. It's true. And so much is subjective. Like when people talk about clack and thok and, you know, whatever. I try to avoid those terms and speak in terms a little more like use more of training I've had in music and talk more about like pitch and other tonal qualities. That means something to me, at least. It can be hard to translate that into someone else's experience, but it's tough, man. Let's see if we can get that. Still got a little bit on that side. Let's see. I just saw that my volume on the stream is 50%. Oh, is that why I was quiet? So it's not your old ears. It's just a volume thing. There's a reason it sounds like a keyboard is a meme in our community. Yeah, exactly. All right, so it is still a little bit ticky. If we can get that lube to work through the mechanism a little bit. That might be the wire. Let's revisit. Sounds better now? Oh, I'm still picking up a tiny bit, but we may need the lube to disperse into the housing a little bit more. But I'm glad it's sounding better to you. Oh, I just pulled out the switch with it. And honestly, it's another kind of example of like that one screw right there with the control or the alt key. Where it's like, unless I'm like tapping it on a very specific point, it's not going to do anything. So it may be like, if I'm not like tapping this edge of the space bar, it's not going to tick. So it may be something I don't have to mess with. The fact that a keyboard can be assembled in 2 hours while having conversations is impressive. You should. Yeah, Bull is quick, and he's like soldering and doing other stuff too sometimes. It's become a bit of a joke about how fast he is. Especially funny when, like, on Alex streams, when people are comparing him and Bull, and they're like, you know, an hour in, and he's chatting away and doing whatever, and they're like, listen, Bull would have been finished and been done streaming by now. I think it's funny. Yeah, there's still a little bit. I don't want to tear all this apart right now, but I may revisit that and double check the wire. Could also be the spacebar. A little bit, you know? Let's see. It's not bowed. There is a little bit of... a little tiny bit of give to it. Let me look at... another one and see. Oh, there's no switch inside. I was like, why is this so flat? It's the spacebar. Time to get a heat gun. There's all sorts of interesting ways to, if you get a banana bar, to deal with it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not getting any tick with this one. This is from 2048. Is it the exact same? I think it might be the same. So we'll use that one for now. There's a slight discrepancy in the Black Snail bar, but it did seem okay back on the January. So we'll use this one. Panels bar is super warped with no tick, so I just left it. Yeah, I mean, I'm firmly of the school as well. Like, if it's working, I'm not gonna mess with it. All right. So let's throw these back on and then do a little, turn off the music, do another sound check. And then maybe I will swap over to 2048 for a little bit too. Turn that down a little bit. Get this ugly paper towel out of here. Looks so bad though. It's like visibly warped. Oh, that's too bad. Is that a stock? Which one? Is it the space? I don't have it out. Is the spacebar like that greenish color on panels? I don't remember. Which of the colors is it? It's probably not a stock color you could get from another set, right? Oh yeah, it has multiple. Been a while since I've used it. Oh yeah, because it does have the green. Yep. The green and the red. Yeah, I think I was using the green one when I had it on my Neo. Was panels done before they, like when the warping issues were a lot more pervasive, before they got like the dedicated spacebar machine? I think I picked it up when it was an extra, so I don't remember when the original group buy was. Which is not even something I knew about really until Mike mentioned it on stream yesterday and was talking about the dedicated spacebar machine that only makes spacebars. Because I think somebody was asking about the possibility of GMK ever making a 10U. Because I guess there is an original cherry mold of 10U, but it's not something that they've converted into their new pipeline. But anyway, let's pause this for a sec. Take this out. So we got the LAZYDESIGNERS Duo60. Beautiful. With beige with the black inner frame. And we're using HMX K01s, a new light tactile. On a PC plate, we got PE foam and a little bit of case foam in the bottom, the thinner case foam. And then GMK Black Snail. Wait. A little bit of ticking. I didn't get rid of it. It's not the spacebar. That's okay. In normal usage, you cannot even tell. I dig it. I like that sound a lot. I thought the light tactiles would be nice on PC, and I was not wrong. Yeah, I can barely tell. Lovely. Big fan of that. Do we want to try feet? Clap? Or do we want to see how 2048 looks on this? I am curious. I'll probably end up putting Black Snail back on because it works out so well. But I am a little bit curious. Both? Let's do it. We got 21 minutes before I need to scoot. And I already have the spacebar from 2048 on here, so. So what do we think? Light alphas, dark mods. Do we want to try any of the color accents? Why is it feet or 2048? Because I think I would be such a nervous perfectionist trying to put the feet on, it might take too long. But we'll see. The Alu bolt was the same way in that it doesn't have designated places for the adhesive feet. So I still have not put feet on it because I'm afraid of screwing it up. Which is really a metaphor for my entire life. Like, oh, I might screw this up. Not gonna do it. No thank you. Risk of failure. I exaggerate somewhat, but I don't get why Jackie does that, but yeah, Cersei was the same way. I just ripped the fuck out. Grip it and rip it. Yeah. Because it's like if these are similar, because like everything is so concentric. That's what I would be worried about, would be like getting it concentrically placed But I am my attention to detail with graphic design and everything is too high, and so I think it's part of that stupid perfectionism coming through. But we'll try it. If not now, when? Just look away and make someone else do it. Maybe I'll bring this in on Thursday, Frederick, and have you do it. Just slap these feet on. Nah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Now there's a channel points reward to put in. 2,000 channel points. Put the feet on. Use my fingers on some of these. And then won't risk scratching anything. Oop. Did pull a switch out though. Cut some paper the exact dimensions of the case, cut out holes for the feet in the perfect places. Now that's smart. Make a little template. Just overlay it. It's actually a very smart idea. Come on now. Voila, feet stencil. All right. Let's do light first. Do we want to do color? What do we think? Or just some of the color? Because we can do, I think, what the shifts on the bottom row have color options to them. Also function. Or we could just do the beige and the dark. Have an espresso martini and put the feet on with a paper stencil after the third one. I think my espresso martini is strong already. So I don't know. I've also started making them with miel syrup instead of just simple syrup. So good. I made one for a buddy on Saturday. Delightful. All right. We should do a cocktail night sometime at the factory, Frederick. I think that'd be fun. It'd be fun if we could get like somebody in, because I know we've had like coffee tastings and stuff before from like, I know we had somebody from Stovetop and we've had somebody in from like, was it from Ferris or from Sparrows? I don't remember. Oh yeah, cocktails with creators. But it'd be fun to get like somebody in from like Eastern Kill or some place, or or like some little cocktail bar like Drip Drop or something, to actually like come in and like either make little stuff for somebody or like do a little class. Would be fun. I did a cocktail class at Eastern Kill that was really cool. I know there's like a lot of supplies that go into that though, which might make it cost and time prohibitive, but that'd be fun. While I work on this, let's do another poll. And do... There we go. There's a new poll. while I work on these, see what people think about adding some of the color mods. I think that could be a great Beer 30 event or a Thursday before a non-work Friday. Yeah, exactly. I think that could be a lot of fun. I'll let that cook and see what people think. Think about... I always forget what a beefy base kit this is. And then I'll do dark base for some of these other things. Some of the other mods, I think. Well, I'm curious to see how well dark base goes with this black, because the dark of 2048 is more brown in it, I think. Yeah, a little more browny gray. But it's not bad by any means. Oh, wait, I don't want pipe there, I want delete. What am I doing? I think the color mods are the same shades for both. So we want a stepped caps, which is over here. We want itty bitty delete. And then I've also got all of these. Which we can also add as well. Which might be fun to do instead of or in addition to some of the colors. We got the little, you know, the type suitcases, all that. Hell yes, hell no. I'm so sorry, I split the vote someone. 2 people would be worse than 1, not gonna lie. Color to half? Or we could just do color in the bottom row and leave out the shifts in the function row. Potentially. Even though that's the yellow, and yellow's my favorite. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted for the escape. Two people might be worse than 1. Well, listen. My dashboard is telling me that 5 people are watching this, so some people are abstaining. What am I doing? Wait, I'll want this up here. And a little pipe. So let's do a little bit of get in our color and our option. And then that's row 4, that is correct. It's hard to choose if I wanted colors without seeing what the mixed base kits would look like first. Yeah. Tab and left shift. And so we could normally do like this or something for the function, but I think we will skip it for now. Is this the little shift I want? Yes. And do this instead for a little function key. That doesn't look half bad, just using the color down here. I think this, either the stem on that switch is slightly crooked or something. It feels like it's turning a little bit, ever so slightly. Add a yellow keycap. I mean, we could do, let's see how it looks. With the yellow shifts. We could also do the green enter. Come on. There we go. I know somebody said no colors, but we're going to try it anyway. And then this could be orange, but I'm kind of liking it, honestly. I'm almost liking it better without the color in this row. As much as I like the yellow. It was me, I hate fun. Well, you won the first vote, so I'm going to have you lose this vote. Maybe. But I am honestly really liking just color in the bottom. But maybe that would change if I did this one. And put in the green enter. Let's try it. Don't hate that. Yellow for the function key. Well, the yellow is for shift only. And so there isn't even a 1U yellow in this set, unfortunately. Yeah, I know, it is a little bit crazy. I may have to experiment trying out some of these little buddies as well at some point. But I think I like it with the color for now, so maybe we'll live with that. Although we could also do like a little layer thing. If we went more iconographic with it, we got files, we got all kinds of fun stuff in here. But none of them are colored, so we'll stick with color for now, and then we can do a more monochrome take on it another time, maybe. I'll take some pictures, see what I like. Put these all back in. Oh, this was the other shift. Shift. And a little function. That's still cute? I think it is cute too. And I've had 2048 for so long, and I'm shocked that I haven't given it a more permanent home. So I'll probably take some pictures of this and then put Black Snail back on it at some point. But and it actually looks nice going kind of with Fright Club right now. Yeah, let me pause this again. That is looking handsome. So you can see a little bit more of the brownish gray in the mods than there are in the is in the top frame, but it honestly looks pretty good still to me. With that little bit of color discrepancy, doesn't look bad or anything. Kind of surprised how long the 2048 key cult has been in stock. I know, they're down to what, fewer than 10? Or is it 10 before the next key machine thing comes out? Yeah, 5. I knew they were getting low. part of me almost wants something with a heavier spring here. Something about it that feels a little bit soft. I wonder... Cube looks really good. Thank you, man. I agree. Why am I... It's not plugged in. I do that way too often, where I'm like trying to use the thing that I just built that isn't plugged in. Because these are 57 grams. We have a few minutes left. We can experiment. So I wanted something, kind of a tactile vibe, but something that has a little bit more weight to it. Cilantro's about the same. Heavy spring, best spring. It depends for me. And it depends on the day, it depends on the board. So if I wanted to go another HMX tactile route, the frogs and the cilantros are honestly almost identical. But I wonder if the material makeup changed the feel at all. Where did I put that one I just took out? I feel like there's a little more resistance with a frog. I do kind of like the feel of that better. But the spring is not that much different in terms of weight, but I do like that. I almost like the sound a little bit more too. Nice. Very good. Another hit from Jackie. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with this. Lovely board. I can't believe that I didn't used to like 60%. They are so delightful. And I know you don't get as much customization with them as far as like things you can do with the keys. Keycaps, like keycap sets that have a lot more fun things available you can do with them if you have a numpad or the whole 9 yards. But I don't know, something about the form factor has just really been resonating with me over the last year. And that I can still get my arrow keys with mod taps. So, you know, by and large, I'm not really missing much. Yeah, good. I'll fix that spacebar on my own time. They're so symmetrical. I know. This is about as small as I could go for normal usage, I think. As much as I want to like 40s, I struggle every time I try to get back into the one that I have. Maybe there's different versions that would be a little easier to break into, but I'm a fan. Yeah, once I fix this spacebar, I should do some sound test video of this as well. But thank y'all for coming and for being here. Ooh, perfect timing, I'm out of drink. Always get excited and then wake up my computer and realize my password has numbers and immediately hit a wall. Yeah, mine has numbers too. And that was one of the reasons why I went with operator, so that I could remember where the numbers are and get to them. But I just probably need to actually practice it a bit more, and then I could get a handle on it. But I don't know what we'll do next week. Let me look at using my actual keyboard. Oh, that spacebar is being a little sticky. Maybe the Neo 65 rebuild. Might be fun to do now that I've got the plate for it. Also want to rebuild my Piggy, the synth. Got a couple Mode 80s that I want to rebuild. The Pixel Space Capsule. Yeah, we got no shortage of things. Probably the Neo next week. I think that'll be really fun. It hasn't been rebuilt in a long time and could use a little bit of love. But I think that'll be really cool. Should we raid somebody? Let's see. Now I can, now that I'm getting more of the hang of it. Raid channel. Alex is building? Sweet. Yeah, I knew he was going to be on. I knew Kim was going to be on. I don't know if she's still going though, but raid, please. All right, let's raid Alex. All right, here we go. The raid has been created. Sweet. Thanks for being here, folks. Really appreciate it. Hope to be doing more fun things on the channel very soon. Peace.